Welcome learners. In this session, we're going to talk about how you can switch between the cameras like you have been doing on video calls on WhatsApp, like you have been doing on video calls on Zoom on your phone. How to implement that, what goes behind a switching, how easily can be done is something we will be discussing in the session. Stay tuned. Let's begin with the implementation. So here we are on the camera screen. Do you remember this position widget wherein we are trying to display the circle outline for clicking a photo? Now I'm going to copy this exact same position from the left side at 40 pixels. I'll be trying to put this sync icon. So what is this icon going to look like? Let's try doing a hot reload, going on to my device, and then my mistake. Instead of the camera, I clicked on the video recorder. Now, do you notice this particular icon? Well, it kind of looks ugly. That's because it's very huge. Let me reduce this to maybe 60 and try to do a hot reload. Well, this kind of looks fine to me. Now, what I'll try and do is when this particular button is clicked, I'm going to call future void switch camera. Now, do you remember our variable selected camera ID? It says when we have 1, front camera gets displayed, and when we have 0, the back camera shall be displayed. Let's try putting an if condition. If the selected camera ID is equals to 1, I'll make it as 0 followed by selected camera ID as 1. Now, what we are going to try and do you remember the step number 2, wherein we were trying to configure according to the camera description whether a front camera or a back camera can be initialized. Well, things been very easy. That's because I'm going to use exactly this particular line and then call my function configure over here. Let's try to have the switch camera function here so that once I tap on this particular sync icon, it calls the switch camera depending upon my variable, whether it is 0 or 1. This configuration happens. Now when I do a hot reload, I'm going to tap on this. It switches to my back camera. When I tap on this, it again switches to my front camera. Well, was that switching done in a jiffy? Yes, that's what we have followed from the very beginning, guys, wherein we created this variable and then it kind of helped us to do things in a jiffy. Let's copy the same implementation on video screen, wherein I'll be having my positioned widget exactly in the same position, and then doing a hot reload. So this time what I'll try and do is moving back, going to the start recording button. I'll be having this sync icon. Now I'll switch it to the back camera, click on start recording. Over here, I'm going to do some hand gestures and then click on stop. Then it would play on the video preview screen. And then I'm going to discard this. That's because this video was just for testing purpose. Hopefully you liked the entire cameras part wherein we implemented our image shoot part, followed by video recording part, followed by video player part, and finally switching. But that's not the end, because in the next module I'm going to talk about the next hardware, that is GPS. We're going to get the live location and then plot the live location on Google Map to understand how Google Map, like third-party plugins, they work into Flutter. Secondly, what goes behind locations, how you're going to get accurate location, let's say when you're trying to do a food delivery. Let's say when you're trying to look for a forecast, you don't need an accurate location, and at that point in time, you require something called as a course location. What are the differences? What goes behind into GPS inside an app? We're going to learn in more details. For that, stay tuned and keep learning with open minds.